So let's get the losers match started. First up is going to be our Zerg sAviOr, quad the record. His opponent is going to be KaL. So who's more, his record isn't as impressive, very small sample size. The map will be Katrina again. So we'll see who's going to be eliminated and who will advance to the finals against Ruby. So our Zerg sAviOr in white on the right spawn, 3 o'clock. And our Protoss, teal Protoss / green in the bottom, 6 o'clock, KaL. So I'm not 100% sure of what KaL's playstyle is like. So I'm interested to see if he's going to do something like what Bisu does with the Forge openers, or if he's going to try and put on some aggression. But sAviOr is pretty good and known for defending against early aggression. He's done this through many times during his career, especially when he was in his prime. This map is a bit of an interesting map as mentioned. And again, I was looking at stats for PvZ because we haven't really had any on this map, and Protoss is definitely in the lead on this map. It's something like 24-12 or something along those lines. Now, would you see a probe going out really early at this point? Looks like it's most just to scout. Pylon is going to be down, so gateway is going to be up. Or more than likely the gateway, but we'll see what KaL decides to do. On the other hand, I don't see any pull, so no 9 pull from sAviOr. So either an overpull or a hatchery first. I would prefer a hatchery first, just again because of the distances on this map. But we'll see what the plan is. So you can see the larva isn't being used up. We do see the forge. Okay. So it looks like it's going to be a forge opener. We do see the hatchery as well for sAviOr on location just outside his base. So maybe he's thinking that if he can secure this early on, then the inside his base will be much easier to secure. Now the probe is being being like a ninja there, basically trying just, after the probe didn't scout the in base. It did scout the hatch outside, but the Overlord should be seeing that pylon building. And the pull still isn't done. We do see a bit of a drone pull, but I don't think these drones will be in time because the cannon is up. And we see another cannon in the front, so even if these cannons get blocked, they at least will buy some time. That's 5 drones now mining, especially early on, but the better probe control would be better. And we do see another 4 probes come in, basically. Oh, we actually see 5 probes as well. Even though one went down, the cannon is going to finish in the back. So this hatchery will be forfeit by sAviOr, basically, if he doesn't cancel it. Which would be a big loss as well. So you can see he had to cancel it. That other cannon will be cancelled as well. So, and at this point in time, this base can't be taken anymore. sAviOr will take the in base, but that was a huge blow. On the other hand, we don't see any tech, we don't see a gateway or anything yet from KaL, but it was a nice thing that he did manage to get the hatchery cancelled. Now the question is, we do see a drone going down as well. So, okay, so look at 2 cannons. He's probably going to get gateway out in front ASAP, or at least get a drone block, because those Zergans will run past the cannon. Oh, and we see... Okay, this is very interesting. So he actually took the eclipse right outside KaL's base. He probably realized at this point that KaL must not have anything at home, basically. He didn't see any zealots yet. He must have committed everything, and we do see the expansion, basically, the Nexus. So it was essentially the forge into the cannon rush into the Nexus. So the question is what KaL is planning to do. How is he going to follow up? Because he's more than likely going to get, the gas, probably the Stargate, same as what Bisu does with just the normal Forge FE. But things are going to be obviously delayed because of the the 5-6 probes defending that cannon, the cannon rush as well. So layers coming in for save at about 445, 440. And that is scouted by KaL, so at least he knows it's not going to be any kind of Hydra play, especially when he only has just the one hatchery at this point. And looks like KaL is scouting for that other hatchery as well. He sees that there's only a single hatchery, he sees the low drone count. He must realize there must be something else around another hatchery around the map, basically. So he's going one by one, but it'll be interesting to see his dash cam. Unfortunately, it's not the clearest once he scouts that hatchery right outside his base. Now the drone is ready. I wonder if this is going to be a Spire or if he's going to get a Hydra Den and just get Lurker aspect, go for a contain or something. Oh, and that overall is going to get killed by the cancer. He better move that back ASAP. He had to move it back. That overlord is going to be extremely close, but I think he'll just survive. It'll just barely survive. That would have been pretty bad, especially with losing the hatchery and losing an overlord on top. Now let's take a look and see what. Okay, so it was just a sunken at this point. We see a Spire. Okay, so about 2/3 of the or 1/3 of the way, almost halfway done. And we see what's in the back. Is the Hydra Den as well? Now, seeing as he doesn't know what KaL is doing, he is playing a little more defensively. The sunken at his third base, the sunken at the beginning of his front. That's more than likely Stargate. Yeah, that's the Stargate. See, a couple of pylons. I would love to know what that building is in the back. I wonder if it's another Stargate. It would not make sense to be a gateway all the way back there, but maybe he just doesn't have room in the front. So Spire is done. The third gas is also done for sAviOr as well. So he looks like he's going to be going for potentially mass Muta with Scourge as well. It would work really well on the map, but we do see the Hydra Den as well. It could be that his plan was to oh, and look, you can see that KaL has scouted the third base, but there isn't really much drones on it. It's only just for the gas. And you can see he knows that the moves are coming because the Hydra, and we see the Stargate as well. So he's going double Stargate Corsair basically, and I love this move because at this point in time, sAviOr doesn't know about this, and if he can build up his Corsair count with the +1 to the 6 minimum. Now there is enough cannons here, so these Durgs aren't going to do anything, so just wasted. So what this is going to come down to is that sAviOr is just going to keep, for now, building up his missiles count. Eventually he will probably start adding in Hydras. It also depends on just how all-in-ish he wants to be with this, because we can see, again, his drone count is extremely low at his third. Now once he scouts the second Stargate, and you can see it's pulling back because there's way too many cannons there. Once he scouts the second Stargate, and he does, he's going to know that, okay, this is two Stargate Corsair. Now the good thing about going mirrors on this map is, as you can see from the architecture of the map, there is a lot of high grounds and a lot of cliffs and everything. So it's much like how the Corsairs work, or how carriers do really well on this map. Essentially, he can dart in and out of bases much easier than if he had a ground army, basically. But the Corsair count is building up, and we do see 2 more gateways going down. So it also could be that he may have not actually scouted the Stargate near the main, although we did see the mirrors trying to break the cannon. Now we do see some hires coming out, which is great, but 5-6 hires isn't really a concern just yet. It's only when it builds up to a more massive amount, and the Corsairs are out as well, essentially. So these Corsairs can do a lot of damage right now, and he should be able to see them now. So they do have +1, which is great. There is the 7 Corsairs right now. or it looks like about 8 Corsairs if there's one that's counting around as well. There is quite a bit of skirt as well, but these skirts are more than likely not going to connect with this many high numbers, so he would need an amazing surround. Oh, okay, that was more unanticipated. There's a bit of hiders. He is trying to break the front, but we do see 3 other cannons going up, and those Corsairs are going to be going down. But it should be just enough for KaL to survive here for sure. The +1 attack will be going down. He might be able to actually just get it before it finishes. It's gonna be really close. Yeah, looks like the gate now. There are overlords with speed as well, but this Corsairs will pick overlords. The front is safe for KaL now, but you see he is adding more cannons because there is quite the threat coming in, but he is still in a very great position. And if KaL can keep supply blocking sAviOr, then he will slowly build up his army while sAviOr will have to run around defending. And we did see that his drone count wasn't the greatest, so I definitely favor KaL's position right now, especially if his storm finishes and he gets a couple of high Templars with a large speedlet army, and with Corsair support, he can easily plow through that third base. So we can see the 5 gates, couple more pylons in the back. We got the storm is researching at this point in time, likely the ammo soon after. Now we do see, okay, so speedlets are out. There's quite a bit of hydras here, so I don't know if this is the best idea to engage, basically. Keep in mind, he did lose the +1 attack as well. The Dells aren't doing too badly, but there is still plenty of fire at this point in time. Now the overlords are being supply blocked. So sAviOr is going to be supply blocked after losing the 5-6 overlords. So you can see this is the one thing with building up the Corsair count, and this also means that sAviOr can't transition back to air all of a sudden because the Corsairs are going to be keeping him honest at that point. So he's going to be probably committing to hires for the rest of this game, unless he gets the Corsair count low enough that he can just do a massive switch basically. But his drone count is extremely low at this point, and he has essentially 11. So after he's been supply blocked to the point where he probably has like an overlord and just a hatchery number. On the other hand, we see it's about 95, 130 for KaL. He's adding a couple more gateways as well, and he's going to keep supply blocking. But there is a drop in progress, and this is actually great if he's able to manage to land it. There is enough Zealots to block this, and the Corsairs can easily snipe the overlords. Now he does need to do a better job of spreading the Zealots out, and these tires are actually doing more damage than anticipated at this point in time, but there is quite a bit of cannons in the base, so the bases won't fall easy, but he will be picking off. Oh, and we see a lurker egg as well, so lurkers are going to be coming soon. The overlords are dead, but those tires will still do quite a bit of damage in the base, but probably in the next round they will be cleaned up basically. But they are targeting the pylon, so that's going to at least unpower. Oh, actually might not unpower the gateways as I thought. And there's just more and more drops coming in. Does he have even observers at this point? That's actually a question. I don't believe I saw observers from KaL. Oh, okay. That storm on the eggs is great. He's gonna kill all those 3 eggs as well. Or 2. Well, he's gonna get the last one with the Archons basically once before it finishes morphing, or if it at least targets it. So I mean, this kind of play, it's interesting, but I don't think this is going to be enough. And you can kind of see all the eggs are going down basically. He'll be lucky if any of them spawn or finish morphing before they're dead. So while this attack did look interesting early on, it did catch, KaL was a bit ready for it with the Zealots, but he needed a lot more basically, like a huger, more hires to drop at the same time. And we see there is quite a bit of Zealots. It was 7 gates when we saw earlier. Let's see, 8 gates basically, or sorry, 7 gates. We still, oh, okay, I do see an observer. Okay, so this attack will be defended. He does need to spread out his Zealots a bit more though, because they're getting a lot of damage from the lurkers. But he gets the 2 lurkers, and I don't think he's going to push up just yet. Or looks like he will. Now if sAviOr actually sniped the one observer, this game he would have had to turn back. But it looks like he actually will have enough to push up this hill at this point. And those hides are basically sandwiched in, so this base is going to go down. This hider play is queued, and he might deny a bit of mine with the lurker, but the cannon is raining it, so he is going to defend basically. So with this third base going down for sAviOr, I don't see a way for him to go back into the game basically. Losing the Hydra army was pretty bad, even though it did, you know, minor amounts of damage. So this is GG basically. So looks like KaL will be advancing to the finals match to play against Ruby. On the other hand, sAviOr is eliminated.